In the Korean entertainment industry, making headlines is almost guaranteed. The real challenge is making them for the right reasons. Here are 10 who got it right. Park Bo-young, and she might just have one of the cleanest public images in the entire industry. After more than 15 years in the spotlight, her name has stayed remarkably free of major controversy. The closest the media came to creating drama was when rumors claimed she was secretly dating a veteran actor, old enough to be her father. Instead of letting the story grow, she addressed it herself through her official fan community, calmly explaining they were simply close colleagues who occasionally had dinner with their directors. The rumors faded almost as quickly as they appeared. Outside of starring in massive hits like Strong Girl Bong Soon, Park Bo-young is known for keeping a low profile, quietly supporting charitable causes, and letting her work speak louder than gossip. That's exactly how she's managed to build one of the industry's most respected reputations. Next up is Kim Ji-won, and she has mastered the art of staying out of the headlines by practically disappearing the moment production wraps. Despite headlining some of the biggest global hits in K-drama history, like Descendants of the Sun and Queen of Tears, she lives an incredibly private life once the cameras stop rolling. She's a self-described introvert who has openly admitted that her favorite way to spend time is relaxing at home, listening to music, or staring at the ceiling in complete silence. While the media is constantly looking for the next celebrity headline, Kim Ji-won's name rarely comes up unless it's connected to a new project. She has little interest in living a high-profile lifestyle, and her close social circle has remained so private that there's rarely any gossip for tabloids to run with. Coming in at number 8 is Bae Suzy, and her ability to maintain such a positive public image while living under one of the industry's brightest spotlights is honestly impressive. She earned the title of Nation's First Love at a very young age, which meant every move she made attracted enormous public attention. But despite that level of scrutiny, her name has rarely been attached to unnecessary controversy. Even when her high-profile relationships became public, the stories were handled calmly, with brief statements from her agency instead of the kind of public drama that keeps gossip sites busy. Once the news settled, the attention quickly shifted back to her career. Away from the cameras, she's also become known for quietly supporting charitable causes, making generous donations to families in need and medical organizations without turning them into publicity campaigns. For someone who's spent most of her adult life at the very top of the industry, that's a remarkable level of consistency. We have Kim Hyun at number 7, and one of the biggest reasons she's stayed away from the wrong headlines is that fame never completely changed the way she lives. While many rising stars are quickly pulled into the celebrity lifestyle, Kim Hyun spent years balancing her acting career with university life, attending classes, studying in libraries, and spending time with the same non-celebrity friends she'd known long before fame found her. That sense of normalcy naturally kept her away from the kind of situations that usually fuel entertainment headlines. Her everyday life was so ordinary that there was barely anything for the media to turn into a story. By staying grounded instead of chasing the celebrity image, she quietly built a reputation that has remained focused on her work rather than unnecessary controversy. Moving to the number 6 spot is Jun Ji Hyun, and she has managed to avoid the wrong headlines for over 25 years by operating like a complete mystery. She is easily one of the most recognizable and highest-paid superstars in the entire country, yet the public knows surprisingly little about her life away from the cameras. Once filming ends or a public event is over, she simply disappears from the spotlight. It's rare to see her sharing personal moments on social media or giving the media casual access to her everyday life. That level of privacy has made it difficult for gossip to gain any real momentum. What's even more remarkable is that after more than 2 decades at the very top of the industry, people still talk far more about Jun Ji Hyun's performances than her personal life. In an era where celebrity headlines often have very little to do with acting, that's an achievement in itself. At number 5 is Seohyun, and she is famously associated with one of the most unforgettable paparazzi stories in K-pop and K-drama. Usually, the media follows a top idol-turned-actress, hoping to uncover a secret relationship or a headline-making moment. But when one of Korea's biggest tabloids closely followed Seohyun, the story turned out very differently. They followed her around day and night, hoping for even a tiny piece of drama they could turn into a major headline. Instead, all they got were photos of her sitting alone in a quiet neighborhood cafe, drinking coffee and reading self-help books for hours. Her daily routine was so ordinary that even the photos themselves became the story. Rather than exposing a scandal, the coverage only reinforced the image people already had of her: disciplined, grounded, and remarkably consistent. It's hard to create the wrong headlines when your everyday life is that predictable. Then at number 4 is Shin Min-a, and her career is proof that you can spend over 20 years at the very top of the industry without letting controversy define your name. While tabloids often look for hidden drama surrounding long-standing stars, Shin Min-a has consistently given people something else to talk about. Away from the cameras, she's become just as well known for her generosity as she is for her acting. Over the years, she has quietly donated billions of won to children's hospitals, educational causes, and elderly care, with many of those donations only becoming public long after they were made. It's the kind of reputation that isn't built through publicity, but through years of consistent actions. Even when her personal life makes headlines, it's usually because of her long-term relationship, which both sides have handled with maturity and respect. In an industry where personal stories can easily become controversy, Shin Min-a has spent decades giving people far more reasons to admire her than to criticize her. Coming in at number 3 is Park Shin-hye, and for someone who has been in the spotlight since childhood, she's given the media surprisingly little to work with. The closest anyone ever came to creating drama around her name was when an online forum began questioning an old corporate registration connected to her. Before rumors had the chance to spread, her agency responded with full transparency, clarified the situation, and the story quickly died down. Away from the cameras, Park Shin-hye has always kept a grounded lifestyle that leaves very little room for unnecessary gossip. Even her transition into marriage and family life was met with warm support, with most of the attention focused on celebrating a new chapter rather than creating unnecessary drama. After more than 2 decades in the industry, that's a level of consistency very few actors or actresses can match.
Number 2 is Yoona. And her story is interesting because even when Dispatch followed her closely, what they uncovered was surprisingly ordinary. In 2014, the outlet spent about 3 months tracking her relationship with Lee Seung-gi before revealing the couple to the public. They documented their dates, including a visit to the Han River, but there was no wild nightlife or dramatic secret to expose. Instead, the story showed 2 young stars meeting quietly and keeping their relationship relatively low-key. For someone who had spent years under intense public attention, even her biggest headline ended up being about a normal relationship, rather than a scandal.
Number 1 spot is Kim Go-eun, and one of the biggest reasons she stayed away from the wrong headlines is the respect she's earned within the industry itself. At her level of fame, rumors and speculation are almost inevitable, but they rarely gain much momentum around her. Whenever people who have worked with Kim Go-eun talk about her, the conversation almost always comes back to the same things: her humility, professionalism, and the respect she shows everyone on set, regardless of their role. That kind of trust isn't created overnight. It's earned through years of treating people well, staying focused on the work, and letting your character speak for itself. In an industry where public image can change overnight, she's earned something far more valuable than headlines: lasting respect from the people who know her best. What do you think? Is it really possible to stay this clean for years, or are they just great at keeping their private lives private? Let me know below. And if you want to know what your favorite Korean stars are really like away from the cameras, make sure you subscribe. I will see you in the next one.